All right, it's already that time of the year. It's time to get our pond stocked. We try to get it stocked every year with some new trout because we like trout fishing and they're pretty tasty too. So let's head on up to the pond and get these fish in the water. It's looking so nice up here since we got all the trees cut down the edge of the road that were falling over, so grass is growing good. I'm liking it. I look forward to pond stocking day because it just makes me go, yep, summer's here. It's not officially summer yet, but it feels like fish stocking day makes it official.
They're not posing very well today.
Right. All right. Just missed one jumping. And another one went over there. I don't know if you can see them, but there's a couple of them swimming around right there. So yes, we get the pond stocked every year. The reason why we do that is trout cannot rebreed in a pond. That's what I've been told. Just heard one jump. Actually, two of them just jumped back there. Maybe I got it on camera. They need sandy bottoms and flowing water to breed. So in a pond, they won't. So we restock them. We fish them. I saw another one jump over there. We fish for them, get them. And then I know we're not the only ones who eat them. Man, they're jumping all over the place. There's birds of prey that come in here and eat them. And then there's other wildlife that come up to the pond. So we want to make sure that we have a good supply of fish to catch and eat for us and for the wildlife. Why not feed them too? So we got 50 foot long rainbow trout this year. Last year we got brook trout. The year before that we got rainbow. So we are stocked up pretty good. The year before that we went down and to the fish hatchery. It's high on the farm. Trout, I'll put it right here. We went down and picked them up 3 years ago for the first time, or 4 years ago for the first, must be 3 years ago for the first time. And we got the smaller ones. If you want the bigger fish to stock like we just got, they'll deliver them to you. So now we get them once a year, 50 of them, and we get them stocked and they're like foot longs. So yeah, it's exciting to be able to catch some fish, have some friends and family over and have some kids over, and there's always fish for the kids to catch, and it is exciting to watch the little kids catch some fish. So this pond is fed by a couple of springs. There's one over there that feeds it, and there's a few inside where the pond is that feed it. And I know about the ones inside the pond because you can see in the wintertime when it freezes, they either don't freeze in a couple of spots or they're the last spots to freeze because there's always flowing cold water. So that is good. I was talking to people from the fish hatchery and they sell about 100,000 fish a year. So that means they have a 2-year supply of fish that they're growing up. So they usually have between 200 and 300,000 fish at the fish hatchery. So that's pretty wild. I have to get up here and mow this pretty soon. This grass is coming in good this year. I'll have to come up and do some fishing. I'm curious to see how big last year's fish are now. Last year we had to get smaller fish because they sold out really quick on the larger fish. So be interesting to do. We'll wait till the morning so we'll give these fish some time to acclimate, and then we'll come up, do some fishing. Hopefully we can catch some big ones in the morning, and then we'll get them on the smoker. Man, the fish are just jumping everywhere. That gets me excited. We'll get them on the smoker and we'll have some smoked trout. I can't wait to try that. It's one of the big reasons I was excited to get the smoker, is to do some smoked trout. Pick up the camera in the morning and we are gonna do some fishing, get some of these fish. Did you see that one? All over the place. We'll get some of these fish in the smoker, and yeah, we'll only keep the big ones. We don't want the new ones. We'll let them grow another year. Oh, that was awesome. Right there. All right, it is time to get Azalea and Cookie out on pasture for the first time this year. Well, I guess they had pasture, the new pasture, but the first time out on good, green, lush pasture. The pasture is growing up awesome this year, so we're gonna get them over here. We're not gonna be milking them in the milking stand, but this is their shade structure, so if they need some shade during the day, you can come onto here and get a break from the sun. I don't think they'll need that today, but they're gonna love this fresh grass. They're gonna be pretty close to Georgia Mile, so it'll be interesting to see how that goes. We wanted to wait to get Azalea and Cookie out in this pasture area until she had been bred, because we're just putting them out on a single strand fence over on this side, so I don't want Azalea going in heat and her trying to break out or George trying to break out to get to one another. So now that she's been AI'd, we should be all set on that. The grass is growing so good. That's from the Redmond's grow we put down, and this year we're actually getting some warm, dry weather and not as much rain, so the grass seed is having a lot more time to germinate without getting washed out. So I'm excited about this, and I'm excited to see what the new areas that we seeded are gonna look like. We're supposed to be getting a little bit of rain tonight, so that's really gonna help. Look at all that nice fresh pasture you get. You don't even know where to start. Cookie does. Well, that means tomorrow we should have more cream in the milk.
Yeah.
Fresh grass means more cream in the milk, and that is always a good thing. Cream is what we look for. You ready to come out to pasture, Miles? Where are you? No. You don't gotta go out here. That's the good stuff. All right, before we do any fishing, I'm gonna do a quick mowing around, so that way we're not mowing in that way we're not fishing in knee-high grass. It'll make it a little nicer. It is so nice to see the grass this nice, because the first year we mowed this, there was a lot of like woody brush here. And then the year we were building the dock, we were mowing it and it looked nice, but when you walked around barefoot, it still hurt because there's a lot of the woody brush still left. Now it looks almost like a lawn, so it's nice to see the changes over the few years. You ready to go fishing?
I'm ready. Hey, look, I got my head net on and my socks.
It's keeping the bugs off you?
Yes, I need some for my whole body.
Your whole body?
Yep, I got a little bite on my hand, but my face and my neck is... So I got my fishing socks on, so that means I'm gonna get the most fish today, right? It also smells really good out here now.
It does. Gotta do some weed whacking, but that'll be a different day. So the goal today is to catch 5 keepers, so we can get them brining up and make some candied trout and get them on the Dre roast smoker.
Ooh.
I've been thinking about this for a long time now. So last year we did power bait, oops, and it worked really well. I don't have the jars of them, but I have these big clusters. I'm thinking we can make them smaller because we don't need these big ones, and see how that does. All right, I'll get you all baited up and you can go first.
Okay, I'm gonna cast it and I'm gonna catch it the first cast.
So you're gonna get the first fish?
Yeah, if I can actually get my hook in the water, I'm gonna catch it.
Okay. No one's watching, no pressure.
No pressure. Oh, and the wind's gonna end up taking my,
Good excuse.
yep. Well, I got it in.
Any nibbles?
Yeah, I just had,
There
Yep.
you go. They're biting at least.
see it now. Let's see. Come on, come on. I said I was gonna catch it. Come on. Now they probably can see me. I did have a nibble, but I'm gonna cast again. Oh.
Got one?
I don't know. I think so.
Are you stuck?
No. Oh, I had one. Did you see it?
Oh,
It got off. There was definitely a fish though.
I saw him. I don't know if the camera saw it, but I saw him spit it out.
So I definitely had something.
Got one?
If
That's
it
a
doesn't
small
fall
one.
off,
I'm gonna say it's what we stocked last year.
oh, I don't really
That's
like to
not
touch
this
them.
year's. Those are brookies. That's last year's brookies.
So we're not going to keep this one.
No, this is a last year brook trout. We want him to grow bigger. So he was probably half this size last year.
So next year.
So next year we can keep him. But they've definitely grown from last year. I mean, you could eat that, but
We have
want
better
to
ones.
smoke them.
Yeah.
So we want to get the bigger ones.
But actually the ones that are smaller have less bones.
Right, but for smoking, we want the bigger ones. What
Okay.
we're using them for today.
Wow, don't I have a great husband? I caught the fish and then he took it off the hook for me. You think he'll do that every time? Now he thinks it's his turn.
Yeah, now it's my turn. You got one.
Okay, catch us a good one. A keeper.
Shooting for a big old rainbow.
I don't know what a perfect fishing day is like, but I feel like today is like one of them. It's not super hot. You have a nice little breeze. I feel like this is a nice fishing day.
Right, one more, then I'll give it back to you.
I know what happened. Al doesn't have his lucky fishing socks on, so I caught a fish already and he hasn't. So thank you, June.
So last year they loved the power bait. I thought this year, right now, they'd be hitting hard on it. They're not. So I'm gonna try a little rooster tail, switch it up, and see if this gets them going.
Babe, is this one a good one? I don't think so. I think it's the same.
Another brookie.
Are you gonna make me take that off?
Well, yeah.
Ah, no. Come on. Okay, now you're gonna get back in. Okay, come on.
Let's see if that gets them fired up. Got one.
A good one?
I don't think so. I think it's another small brookie.
Well, they're good, but
Where'd
we
all
just
the
wanna-
big rainbows go?
Oh, it looks big.
Oh, it was bigger, but it wasn't, and it was a rainbow. It wasn't a small one.
I think over by the rock. I'm like casting
Yeah.
over here,
Whoa!
and it's coming over here.
Look at this one.
Is that big?
No, but it was jumping left and right. It's a rainbow. Nice little brookie. We'll keep this one. This one's probably about double the size as the one Gina got, maybe. It's bigger for sure. I've had a few rainbows hit, but the rainbows have been smaller and I have not been able to get them to stay on the hook, but it's all right because they are smaller ones. We're trying to get the bigger ones like this or a little bit bigger, so that way they'll be good on the smoker.
I think it's another trout.
You got one?
Yeah, but it's the same thing. Okay, here we go. Back in the water.
All right, so I just caught another of last year's brook trout. And the reason why I know they're the brook trout from last year is last year we tried getting rainbow, the foot long ones, and they were sold out of them. We were supposed to be getting 100 of those. So they gave us, they were supposed to be getting 50 of the rainbows last year. They were sold out of the big ones. So they gave us 100, like 6-inch to 8-inch long brook trout. So the brook trouts from last year are now about a foot or longer. The ones that I've just put over there, we got a natural spring. So I'm gutting them and then I'm putting them in a bag right by the natural spring because it's cold. But the rainbows in here are gotta be huge. Gina said she just saw one jump. When we were catching them last year, they were probably twice the size of the brook trouts that I've caught right now so far. So we definitely want to try to catch a couple of those rainbows and get them in the smoker too. It'll be nice to try some brookies and some rainbows.
I might have got a good one. Maybe, I don't know.
I might have got a good one.
Not that they're not good, but no, I think it's a brook
That one
trout.
looks decent, babe.
This one?
So
Or
I
yours?
just got
Wow, that's a big one.
I got a rainbow.
Yeah. This is not a rainbow.
All right, so that's one of the rainbows. So we'll keep that guy. Gina just caught another brookie, another one on a little bit of the smaller side, so she's gonna put hers back. We'll keep this guy. That'll make 3 true brookies that we're keeping and 1 rainbow so far. We're getting there. That's a last year's brookie. That's probably the year before rainbow. So these are a lot smaller. Gina caught that one. He swallowed the hook pretty good. So we're gonna put that guy on the smoker also. Got another rainbow. This one's probably about the same size, maybe a little bit smaller than the last one. The rainbows we were catching last year are bigger, so I know the bigger ones are in there. I think they're deep today. What I did to catch this guy is I stuck my rod in the water and reeled him with the tip of my rod like a foot in the water, and I got him. I feel like for some reason they're not on the top. It's later in the day. It's not nighttime yet, so I think first thing in the morning and later on they would be on the top. I think right now they're deep, so. All right, so that makes 5. If we can get 1 more, I'll be happy. Some of the brookies are a little on the smaller side, so if we could get 1 more rainbow, I'd really be happy.
We might not have caught exactly what we were looking to catch. We did catch some fish though, and that makes it fun.
We got 5, 3 brookies and 2 rainbows.
You got 2 brookies?
Yep. We have
I mean, they're
5.
good size.
Yeah. I was hoping for 1 more rainbow, but they will do. I am glad we cleaned up the edge of the road with all the trees when we did, because it is thick. I was just back here picking up some birch on the way back, and it's buried. You have to search for it. So that should be the last load of birch we had out here. But man, everything's growing fast now. We're gonna make some candied trout in our smoker. We're gonna be mixing up a brine. We're gonna let them brine overnight, and then we're gonna put them in the smoker in the morning. So I have a 1/4 cup of salt, 4 cups of water, 1/2 cup of brown sugar, and 1/4 cup of real maple syrup. All right, I got a 2-gallon freezer bag. I took our trout, got them all prepped and ready, and then I cut them up the spine with a pair of scissors, and I'm gonna leave them all in one piece, and I'm gonna hang them in our smoker tomorrow. You'll see more of that tomorrow when we put them in the smoker. Just wanna keep it really simple and easy. I'm gonna put all of them in here, like so. Then I'm gonna take my brine, I'm gonna pour it right in the bag. and get as much of the air out as I can. All right, then I'm gonna let these guys brine overnight in the fridge. We'll be back. So I got the trout out of the brine. They've been brining for about 20 hours now. They get the smoker out, fired up. We can get the trout in the smoker. Can't wait to try these candy trout. Time to get the Dravos smoker out. It's nice that it's on wheels.
I was just thinking the same thing. Easy to move.
Now, all right, we got 5 fish and we're gonna hang them. So let me grab 5 hooks. I won't use that one. That'll have to get washed, and we'll get this fired up.
Squeaky.
And let this preheat while we get the fish ready. All right, we're gonna set that to 73 degrees Celsius, 165 degrees Fahrenheit. Let's get the fish in there, and then we'll fire up the smoke. So now if these were bigger fish, I would have filleted them. But they're not huge fish, they're not like a big salmon or a big lake trout. I just figured we'd keep them whole and then just butterfly them like that. And I'm going to baste them once they dry up a little bit with maple syrup and brown sugar, and that'll be delicious. So let's get the smoker fired up. So this Dravos smoker comes from Dravos International. It'll be linked down below. And it's an electric smoker with a smoke generator on the side that uses wood chips. That works awesome. You can control your wood smoke, like how much smoke you want going in and going out. Super easy. I've never had it go out on me. And then we got all of our different buttons here. We got heat. We got convection. You can turn your convection fans on and off. You have a regular fan. The compressor is for the smoke generator. You can use this for a food dehydrator. You can use this for cooking. You can use it for smoking. It's very versatile. All right, so we're gonna use apple and some beach chips.
And it only needs a small amount.
Yeah, you only need a tiny. I'm putting in more than what we need, for sure. And then you come over here and you light it through this little hole. And then right here it comes in and it pushes it into the smoker. So the other cool thing about the Dravos smoker is you can hot smoke and cold smoke with this. Bam. Look at that.
Now we wait for like an hour or so, and then he'll come down and put the maple syrup and brown sugar, you said?
Yep.
Brown sugar topping or coating on it.
So smoking trout is one of the big reasons that we wanted to get the Dravos smoker. So if you guys have any good recipes for smoked trout or any smoked fish, leave it in the comments down below. Especially if you smoke smaller fish like brook trout and like little rainbow trout. If you have a good recipe, so that way you can smoke them and it really softens up the bones. Because if you guys catch little trout, you know there's a ton of bones in there. So if you have any suggestions, leave them down below. We'd really appreciate it. All right, I got my glaze. The fish have been in the smoker for about 45 minutes to an hour. So let's get our first coat on. We already got one casualty. The rest of them are looking good. All right, we'll let those smoke for another hour. Come back down, baste them again, and we'll check on them soon. All right, we're about 2 hours in on smoking now. I just put another coat of syrup and brown sugar on them. They are looking delicious. We're gonna let them go at least for another hour and keep an eye on them. We'll check to see how they're doing, so making me hungry. It's been a little over 3 hours. Time to get in there and get this fish out and we can take it up and have some. They look good. Ready? Look at this flaky goodness. Going right off. Look at that. Right off the bone.
Put in your mouth.
Kind of the goal. All right, your turn to try a piece. I had a piece of the rainbow trout. So I'm gonna try a piece of the brook trout after. It peels off the bone so easily.
Let me try the one that you had.
And that was one of the goals of doing it this way, is that we could cook it and it would break off the bone easy or peel off the bone easy so you weren't getting bones while you're eating it. But look at that. So this one is a brook trout. So this one is a brook trout, and it's one of the smaller, or it is the smaller one.
It's better.
Mm-hmm.
It's more moist, maybe. It has more flavor.
It tastes more of the salt brine.
Yeah.
And the sweetness.
But I don't have a lot of sweet still, but
no.
Definitely more flavor.
Yep. Definitely want to try this with making the brine a little bit better, sweeter. And I also want to try doing this on a bigger fish fillet, like salmon or something. Because it's good, but with trout, they're so small.
We should go deep sea fishing.
We should.
Yeah.
They're so small, you don't get these huge fillets to do, and you get a lot of bones to work around, but it is flavorful and good.
I like it.
Yeah, this is the best way I've ever had trout.
Yeah. If there's a way to get the bones out previously easy, like get them out first easily and then without too much work involved and then smoke it, that would be really good.
I think on the bigger fish, that'd be no problem, but on the smaller trout, it's a little bit harder.
Yeah.
So if you guys have any recommendations, leave them in the comments down below. But definitely a good brine recipe. I would just either double like the maple syrup and brown sugar, or cut out more water depending on how many fish you have, because that was definitely more than enough liquid brine for all this 5 fish. So
if this had more of a sweet candy taste, I would just like eat the whole thing.
yeah, we'll work on it and we'll get it there.
Yeah.
So we're gonna keep working on the recipe. Let us know what your favorite smoked trout or smoked fish recipe is, because we want to try them out. But this is where we're gonna end this video. Thanks for coming along on our journey with us this time. It's always fun stocking the pond and starting the fishing for the new year. So if you guys like the video, give it a thumbs up, share, subscribe, and we'll see you right back here in the next video.
Bye.
Bye. All right, so even Brutus gets to try some. Here's the little piece that fell off in the bottom of the smoker. That looks like the most delicious piece, but we'll let Brutus have it. Want to try some trout? Is that good? It sounds nice and crunchy. There you go. Enjoy.